Hey folks, in this video I'm going to show you the absolute best way to pan sear a steak. This will give you consistent results every single time. First step is to go ahead and take the steak out of the refrigerator and the packaging and just set it on the counter for 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. The idea here is that you don't want to put a cold steak in the skillet. While it's doing that, look and see if there's any moisture on it, and just take a paper towel and blot it dry. And by doing this, this will give you a better sear once it goes in the skillet. So try not to skip out on this step if you can help it. Now the next step is to season the steaks, and might be going against the grain just a little here because a lot of people say just use salt and pepper, but I'm using some garlic salt. The Laurie's brand is what I like, and I'll be using some fresh cracked pepper, and I'll be doing that pretty coarse too. Go ahead and be pretty generous when you're putting your seasoning on, because this steak's going to be able to take it. I think this is about a 10-ounce New York strip, and it can handle a little bit of seasoning. And you're not going to regret putting that garlic salt on there, so go ahead and try it. If you don't like it, then of course you can always fix yours the way you want, but this is the way I like mine, and this is a pretty good way of cooking steak. Now before I flip this over, I like to just kind of press the seasoning down into it a little bit. That'll help it stick to it, and this will kind of help it develop a little bit of a crust when it's searing. So make sure to do that. Flip it over and do the same on the other side. Now that steak's ready to go in the skillet, so we're going to go ahead and get our oil in the skillet and get it on the stove and get the temp up. Now I've got a carbon steel skillet on medium-high heat. You want to use either carbon steel or cast iron, and I put just enough peanut oil in the bottom of that skillet to coat the bottom. The reason I'm using peanut oil is because it has a higher smoke point and it won't burn easy. Some oils might burn easier and put a bad flavor on your steak, and they smoke the house up really bad. This might smoke just a little bit, but it won't be near as bad. So that skillet's ready, and the reason I know is because the oil is thinned out and you can just slosh it around real easy. Also, when you put your hand over it, you won't be able to keep it there, but maybe a couple seconds. If you're able to stay there comfortably, it still needs to come up a little bit. So we'll go ahead and put the steak in the center of the skillet and lay it away from you. That way, if it splashes anything out, it's going on the back of the stove, not on you. And I just sort of push my steak down a little bit just to make sure it's making good contact with the skillet. So this steak's been cooking about 2 minutes or so, and I'm ready to flip it, but you might be wondering how you know when it's ready to flip. Well, the first thing is I sort of look down here at the bottom, and I can start seeing it browning a little bit around the bottom edge. The second thing you can do is take a fork or something and just pull one side up just a little bit and just see if it looks like it's the way you want it. If you want it a little browner or to sear a little more, leave it. If it's ready, you can go ahead and flip it. But just a tip, if that steak won't come off the skillet and it sticks, it's definitely not ready. This one's ready to go, so I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to work on this side for just a little bit. So this is about 2 minutes into cooking the other side, and at this point, I'm going to back my heat down to medium, or maybe just a little under that, because I want to cook this steak just a few more minutes, and I don't want to burn it. There's some different methods for determining how done the steak is. You've got the little method where you touch the palm and the different fingers, but let me show you what I like to use. Instant read thermometer. When you use an instant read thermometer, there ain't no guessing. You'll get an exact temperature on it. I'm going to go ahead and pull this steak. It's in the medium range right now. Now the steak is going to rest for a few minutes. I'm going to put a little pat or so of butter on top of it, and I'm going to leave this steak alone here probably for 7 or 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Folks, there's a lot of ways of cooking steak, but this way that I just showed you is going to give you consistent results. That steak was full of flavor. Man, it was packed full of flavor. It was tender, juicy, had a nice little sear on the outside of it, and you can repeat this over and over again. Just a few ingredients, easy to do. Anybody can do this. So give this video a share if you don't care, and watch a few more, subscribe. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you season your steaks with and how it turned out if you tried it. Thank you guys, and God bless you. I'll catch you in the next video.